All right, good afternoon, everybody, and happy Thursday. It is time for our weekly weather update. It has been a beautiful Thursday here all across North Georgia. Now, you may be watching this at a later time. If you are, I want to make sure that you know that a lot of the information is still relevant there as we head into the weekend forecast and then moving into early next week. We're going to be talking all about that here all throughout our forecast. So first, we're going to talk a little bit about what we have right now for everybody who's watching live. But if you're watching this at a later time, don't worry. We go into those forecast details a little bit later on. So right now over North Georgia, a lot of sunshine. It has been a beautiful day. Take a look at the time lapse that we have for today, looking out over the city of Atlanta. Starting off the day, had a lot of clear sky overhead. We have similar conditions right now for this afternoon, and that's allowing those temperatures to really rebound nicely. We're going to be very warm as we head throughout today, well above average, rising into those lower to mid 70s all across the region. Looking all across the area, you can see up towards Blue Ridge, where they have a lot of people out on the town for today with how nice it is. And then looking off towards Truist Park, they also have some nice conditions where it would have been a great day to have the home opener, but that's not until next week. This week, the Braves, for today even, with this being opening day for baseball season, the Braves are actually out of town. So don't worry, their first home game next Thursday is looking like it's going to be beautiful weather for baseball. It's nice to have the Braves getting back into things now that baseball season has started back up. Looking out towards downtown, stunning conditions there, and looking nice out towards the airport where everything is running smoothly at the moment. As we've made our way throughout the past month here, we've had some really warm days at times. I want you to look at March 25th. We hit 83 degrees. This is really unique. So this was just last week. We had 83 degrees there on March 25th. But just 5 days earlier, on the 20th, we woke up to the coldest temperature we've had so far this year. So 83 is the hottest. Last week brought the hottest and the coldest temperatures that we've had so far in 2023. Of course, we know we're going to get a lot hotter as we head later on into this year. Just something really unique there that we had as we made our way throughout last week. You can kind of see those big fluctuations on how we went from having a little bit of a cool stretch here for the middle portion of March back into above average temperatures when we made our way here throughout this past week. Now you're going to notice this red line. That's going to be the average high for this time of year. The blue line is the average low for this time of year. Our really cold day there on the 20th coming in right there. That's going to be where we had those temperatures down into the 20s for lows. Rather, there's the 20th, and you see there the day before on the 19th we hit only 46 for the high, which is really where our average low should be for this time of year. Now, with so many warm conditions that we have starting to return to the region, it means that we're likely going to have the allergens start to spike again. 475 was the count for today. That is high. We're not in the extremely high category. You know, that cooler push of air for a while allowed for the pollen to go down just a little bit, but we're going to see this likely spike again now that we're seeing the temperatures rebound a little bit. You see that we're in the high category again here over the last few days. We're likely going to stay in this category until we can get a good soaking rain to knock some of these allergens out of the air. Of course, that's not happening today. Satellite and radar showing quiet conditions all across the state. But as we make our way into the end of the week and into Saturday, really, we're going to have the chance for a few strong storms. So now is a good time to go ahead and download that 11 Alive app. It can keep you updated on the forecast whenever you are on the go. 70 degrees right now in Atlanta as of 3:19 p.m. here on Thursday. Making our way throughout today. See those temperatures rising into the lower 70s and then backing off into the 60s for tonight. You can get that hourly data for your forecast, the daily forecast, and then you can also see that radar live. You can also send in your weather wow moments there from the 11 Alive app, and even watch the newscast live, which can be so valuable if we ever have strong to severe storms. Let's say your power goes out, but you still want to have a way to receive weather information. As long as you have cell service, you can bring up your phone and you can watch us give real-time weather information to you if there's ever any severe weather impacting our region, and then you end up possibly losing power or being somewhere where you're not near a TV. You can also download the Roku and Fire TV app, where we like to put out a lot of extra news information and weather information, like the weather update that you're watching right now. You can watch that straight from your Roku or Fire TV and get a lot of extra things that are about a lot of extra stories rather, and things to find out what's going on in the community for this week. So again, great to have not only for your phone, but also for your TV there at home. Looking at Friday into Saturday, we do have a chance for some strong storms out there. This is going to be our next threat for severe weather. We've had a lot of instances where we've had severe storms so far in 2023. This is severe weather season now that we're moving into the end of March, early April. Make sure that you have a plan in place to keep your family protected. Thankfully, this threat doesn't look like it's going to be as significant for us, but looking up into northeast Arkansas, the Missouri Boot Heel, western portions of Tennessee, and even into far northwest portions of Mississippi, they have a moderate risk for severe weather. That's a level 4 out of 5. Our risk, much lower. We're at a level 1 out of 5 here for far northwest Georgia. That does include Floyd County up towards Rome, stretching all the way up into the far North Georgia mountains. Not all of North Georgia is included in this, and you see the slight risk even barely making its way up there into the far northwest corridor there, getting closer on towards Chattanooga. These storms are really going to be a lot more significant well off to our north and west, and they'll be collapsing as they move into our region. Once we head into Saturday, they're going to be even weaker down towards our south and east, something that we're going to have to continue to keep a close eye on. Looking at the timeline for this, you can see that we'll have just cloud cover for tomorrow morning. For Friday, actually, it's just going to be spotty showers. So while they're dealing with the severe weather threat there on Friday to our west, our storms don't really arrive until we head into the early hours Saturday morning. This is going to be where that level 1 out of 5 risk comes into play. Looking at about 6 a.m. on Saturday off to our northwest into portions of, let's say, closer to Huntsville, Alabama, getting up into Chattanooga. There's where some of those storms are going to be. So it's really just before sunrise there on Saturday where that marginal or level 1 risk is. And those storms kind of collapse as they move over into the Atlanta area, getting to about 8:30, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And yeah, we have a 60% chance for rain for Saturday, but you can tell that things really quiet down. It's not going to be a washout of a day. We're going to have a brief period of showers and storms there as we head throughout Saturday morning and then early into the afternoon. But by 2 p.m., things move out of here. And then we're dry the rest of the day there on Saturday, and we're also going to be dry on Sunday. So 60% chance for rain in on Saturday, a 20% chance back in on Monday, and then bumping up to a 30% chance on Tuesday. A few rain chances in there, but it's not going to amount to much. We're looking at about a half of an inch to an inch of rainfall across North Georgia. That higher total going to be closer on towards the Chattanooga area. That's just going to add to our surplus. We had a pretty wet day there just this past week that really allowed our numbers to bump up again. You see we're just under 15 inches of rain so far for the year, when really just above 13.5 is where we should be for this time of the year. That really wet day was on March the 26th. So right after we had that hottest day of the year so far at 83 degrees on the 25th, we ended up having a little more than 1 3/4 inches of rainfall, which again just continues to add to the fact that we're pushing away from any types of drought conditions, and conditions just continue to improve again as far as having enough rainfall for the year. They do have some moderate drought down into southwest Georgia, but they're going to catch some rainfall this next week that may help them also move away from any drought conditions. Again, that wettest day that was on the 26th really helped to boost up our numbers there, putting us above the near normal category even after we were even sitting in kind of a drier conditions there as we headed throughout the middle portion of the month. And it looks like we're going to finish up the month of March with above average rainfall. As we make our way throughout this next week, here's what we can expect. Chesley chose this morning as the pick of the week. When he was in earlier today, he said it's going to be a beautiful day out there. And yeah, that's right on the money. 11 for today. A perfect day with the whizometer. 72 for the high, 77 there for Friday. 20% chance for rain. We have a 60% chance for storms in on Saturday. And then we make our way into Sunday. It's going to be another beautiful day. We get those storms out of here by the end of the day on Saturday. Sunday, waking up with 40s, 70s for highs. Another 11 on the whizometer, and then you start to see those rain chances trying to creep back in on Monday. A little bit better for the rain chances on Tuesday, and then even higher on Wednesday. So just be ready for the rainfall there as we head throughout the middle portion of the week, especially for next week. At least we're going to get a drier day, though, one of the days this weekend. So what about that 8 to 14 day outlook? Looking beyond the 7 days, let's say you have something that you want to be doing here for the middle portion of April as we start to move towards that portion of the month. It looks like we're going to be sticking with above average temperatures for our region. A little bit more below average, though, for a majority of the U.S. If I zoom out here, you can see that the kind of central portion and a lot of the western half of the U.S. is going to be dealing with below average temperatures, with the exception up there towards the Pacific Northwest. And then above average rainfall likely for our area here as we make our way throughout the day 8 through day 14 time frame. Looking like we're going to have a lot of shower activity possible there. So hopefully we can be dry next Thursday for that opening home game for the Braves. Your weekend getaways, if you plan on heading out of town, Charleston, South Carolina, showing temperatures in the 70s. We have 80s there in Savannah on Saturday, looking like it's going to be nice and warm, but they're also going to be dealing with some thunderstorm activity. Then even a little bit of thunderstorm activity down towards the Emerald Coast and Destin as you make your way throughout this weekend. If you're doing any traveling, just make sure you have an umbrella with you and have a way to check that forecast. You can do that with the 11 Alive app. Savannah, though, looking like the key spot to go to this weekend with how nice it's going to be other than those storms on Saturday. And then your Peach State outlook, if you plan on doing any traveling across the state over the next 3 days, here's a look at the forecast. Again, temperatures in the 80s for highs there for places like Columbus, Macon, Augusta. Going to be dealing with the thunderstorm activity on Saturday, but then we're all going to be much drier on Sunday. You see everybody being done with the rainfall there, and temperatures being a little bit cooler there for Sunday to end the weekend with temperatures in the 70s. I always like to take a look at the Georgia State Park forecast. I love heading out there and doing hiking myself. Here's a look at what you can expect if you're doing any hiking yourself for Friday. Going to be dealing with again, a little bit of spotty showers, I would imagine, even at far north Georgia. So some patchy drizzle here and there for maybe up towards Amicalola Falls, Cloudland Canyon. Something to keep a close eye on. Thankfully, nothing severe, I'm thinking, for Friday. It's just going to be spotty showers. Saturday, though, is going to be that chance for stronger storms, and you'll want to make sure that you have a way to check the radar, and don't try to head out somewhere if you know there's going to be some thunderstorm activity. You want to make sure everybody stays safe. So I'm going to bring everything back up to the 7-day forecast. Don't forget that we love to do these updates on Monday and Thursday. Next week, we are actually going to take the week off from this, and then we'll be back the week after there as we head into that middle portion of April. Going to have these updates right back up for you. So remember, every Monday and Thursday around 2:30, we typically like to do these. We like to keep everybody updated on the forecast there for the weekend whenever we do the updates on Thursday, and Mondays we like to help plan your week. I hope that everybody can get out there and have a wonderful weekend ahead of them. Again, we are going to have the chance for storms there on Saturday, but it's going to be a brief period of thunderstorm activity, mainly for the latter part of the morning and the early part of the afternoon. And then we head into Sunday. We're going to have drier conditions, great weather for any type of outdoor activities there as we head throughout the day again on Sunday. So we'll keep everybody updated right here at 11 Alive. I hope you can have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and a great weekend ahead of you.